I want to welcome you into the Chennis Berry Show as we give it to you just like this each and every week. Benedict College Tiger Football at its best, and it's brought to you by New Creation Construction. As we roll through this game that we just had, Allen University over at Charlie W. Johnson Stadium. Great crowd too, by the way, Coach.
Oh, awesome crowd. Great atmosphere. They've been telling me about the 12th man. I was able to see it for myself today.
Had to be good.
Absolutely.
Head coach coming out with this game with a great team.
Yeah.
Overall, your thoughts?
Tell you what, I was pleased with our guys' effort. You know, obviously we have some things first game that we have to work some kinks out of for the most part. But I was pleased with the effort. I was pleased with the coaches on the preparation. It's been 18 months, man, putting this thing together. Yeah. So we're super excited about. You know, anytime you can get a win, you're super excited because wins are hard to come by. Yeah. So we don't take anything lightly. But you know, ultimately at the end of the day, we have to do a better job with. Being better with penalties, man. The penalties is the thing, of course, that there's the weakening moment of the whole entire day. But outside of that, I thought our guys did an awesome job in executing on offense, defense, and special teams.
Since you brought up penalties, real quick, just a brief thing on this. How many penalties did you guys have for yards as well that kind of hurt you guys, and what you're going to do to turn that around?
Well, I pride myself on discipline. And, you know, first game, you know, guys excited, you know, doing things after the play, you know, and I don't deal with dead ball penalties. Just don't do that. The rule in this program, dead ball penalty, you go to the locker room, spend the rest of the day in the locker room. So we have to clean those up, and obviously they were excited, they were ready to go. But, you know, pre-snap penalties drive me crazy as well. Okay, just delay of games, false starts, things of that nature, and that's just discipline. We hadn't played a ball in ball game in 18 months. Been a long time since we played. So ultimately, at the end of the day, I'm just disappointed in the penalties, but I think we'll clean them up. My job is to get it fixed, and I'll get it fixed.
Overall, you guys came out with a big win, and they look good on this field. You came out the gate, touchdown right off the bat. Tell us about that.
Well, we pride ourselves on having a fast start. You know, we go through it in practice, we go through it in our walkthroughs, we go through it on film, just giving those guys an opportunity to be successful. So we try to put them in position. But we were able to take our opening drive down for a touchdown. And, you know, that's always important. We also talk about the middle eight. Middle eight is extremely important. That's the last 4 minutes of the half and the first 4 minutes of the second half. You know, I think that's extremely important. We was able to take our opening drive in the second half down.
Explain that opening drive for us. Tell us what happened.
You know, I tell you what, our guys were locked in. You know, we had already went through it and exactly how we were going to take the ball down the field. And we were able to take that ball down and mixture of run and pass and get the ball down the field. We're a heavy tempo team, so we wanted to get back to the line of scrimmage and snap the football. And I think our guys did a good job of taking it down, and then we finished it up with the fade ball to Deshaun Presley, freshman wide receiver from New Jersey, for a touchdown.
All right, so we're in the second quarter, 9:11's on the clock. Allen is driving down the field, and Denales forces a fumble.
Absolutely, and then Jerron Kilpatrick scoops it up. All right, we have good field position. We pride ourselves on when a sudden change happens and we get an opportunity to have the ball in good field position, we want to put the ball in the end zone. We want to make sure we get points. So the very first play coming out of there, we want a play action pass from Eric Phoenix to Kyle Aldridge, a freshman tight end from right here in South Carolina, Rock Hill, and touchdown Tigers.
Once again, your defense steps up to the plate. Allen's again driving. Passes thrown. Fern Romero, of course, comes to the rescue.
Big play, big play. That was a tempo changer, a momentum changer, man. He did an awesome job doing his job, basically, being in the middle of the field, and Fern Romero was able to get a pick six, man. And anytime you can get defensive touchdowns, that's always a big thing.
Absolutely. All right, Coach, here it is coming up into the half. 21-6, you guys are in the lead. Strong half for Benedict College, strong showing. What's your thoughts? I
tell you what, guys play hard first half. You know, a lot of our self-inflicted negatives that we had to improve on, you know, in terms of what I call sins. But I thought the guys played hard. We left some points out there that we thought we should have had offensively, but I think our defense played some really good ball, and they flew around the football and was able to create some turnovers, and turnover turned into points. So that's a big thing.
Absolutely. And your defensive coordinator, Coach Jordan O'Daffer, had some good, big moments in this game.
Absolutely.
And for that, we're going to turn it towards our Coach's Spotlight, brought to you by Lexington Medical Center.
I was the youngest guy in my neighborhood, always playing with the older kids, my older brother, them on the block. Then, played coming up through Pop Warner, high school. Then, in high school down in Polk County, Florida, I was multiple times all-conference. I was a team captain, all that. Went to college, played at Los Angeles Pierce College, got some accolades in junior college, then played under Coach Billy Joe and Joe Taylor, who are both Hall of Famers at Florida A&M. Then after that, I kind of got into coaching after my leg got messed up pretty bad. One of my former position coaches, Coach Maurice Johnson, got me hooked up at a local high school as I was finishing my degree. And I started coaching at Rickards High School. And then from there, I worked as a defensive coordinator, assistant head coach at West Gaston High School. Then I went and I got a head coaching job at the age of 25. At the age of 26, I was named the District Coach of the Year. And then I started working at the college level. I worked at Adrian College in Michigan, where we were part of one of the most successful 3-year stretches they've had, won a conference championship there. So, multiple players got all kinds of recognition, really got to grow and learn a lot there. And then, kind of fast forward a little bit, worked at Southeastern University in Lakeland, Florida, right before I came here. It is the winningest NAIA program in the country. It's only a 6-year-old program, but won a conference championship 4 of their first 5 seasons. I got to be a part of winning a championship there and leading special teams there. So on the field, I'm the defensive coordinator and linebackers coach. At the Division II level, we wear a lot of hats, both on and off the field, but my main position is a responsibility to work with the linebackers and as the defensive coordinator. My guys would tell you we keep it, very open and honest in our communications and evaluations. We've grown a ton since we got here and started playing October of 2020. Obviously, the pandemic kind of derailed things for a while there, but our guys have just grown in leaps and bounds. And some of the guys that are leaders are Timothy Allen and Isle Jeter, guys that are on our team's leadership council. They're always pushing and bringing other guys along. And then we have some young players that are really been impressive so far in camp, and Keaton Rogers and Paris Ferguson and Dedrick Starks. And 2 of those 3 guys are local prospects. And then we also have CJ Swan, who's a transfer who came in, and he's really been pushing hard for a lot of playing time early on in camp, doing a great job. And all those guys, they're a joy to coach. I enjoy working with them, and it's great to be back in and around. I knew coming to Benedict College that there's really some special stuff here. I had worked in South Carolina before, and I had saw some really good things about Benedict from afar. So when I had an opportunity to come here, I was absolutely, let's go, let's get it. I work with amazing people. Our head coach is awesome. He's driven, he's organized. Process is the major focus for us. We're not just results driven, we're process driven. We're growing daily. Coaches are growing, players are growing. Our administration is amazing. I mean, when you look at how far things have come here since the pandemic, when we got here, let's be honest, Coach got here middle February, we got here later in February, then the world shut down 2 weeks later. Since we came back, we're talking about new locker room facilities, new weight room facilities, new office facilities, all this support being given to us. I mean, you can't find that hardly anywhere in the country. And on top of that, we have people all from around our campus who pour into our young men. Everyone here truly supports the mission of our young men chasing A's, B's, championships, and degrees. This week is a quick turnaround. We have a Thursday night home game on ESPNU. So, normal week, get in, watch the film on Sunday, run the guys. They got their day off on Monday, getting the game plan ready still. We had to get that pushed forward in advance. So as soon as we came back, we're rolling, getting right to it and preparing and getting going. I know that Coach Morgan is going to have the Tigers ready to play and attack on offense. He's a talented offensive coordinator, and he has a strong offensive mind. And I know that they're going to be ready to give us some challenges. I think that we have some guys that can, stand up and answer the call for us, and are going to go out there and make some plays.
People have the power to make a lasting impact through acts of kindness, compassion, and strength. They inspire us to innovate and educate, to do more than we ever thought possible, to help you be your healthiest you. PRISMA Health, inspired by you.
Welcome back to the Chennis Berry Show, brought to you by the new Creation Construction. And it is a game that we're talking about, which was called the Carolinas Classic. Benedict College, Allen University, great turnout at the stadium. Charlie W. Johnson, by the way. I'm going to tell you how to get some tickets for this next game coming up on Thursday. But let's talk about the second half first off. You guys come out strong again. A big running game for you.
I'll tell you what, man, we pride ourselves on the middle eight. All right, middle eight is extremely important. That's the last 4 minutes of the first half and the first 4 minutes of the second half. And we were able to reestablish our running game. You know, we want to lean and lay our hats on our running game. And our first half, we did a great job running the football. So we wanted to reestablish that and get the ball to the big back. Kel McLeod did an awesome job of running that ball, getting us going in that second half. Then we were able to come right back with a play-action shot to Jaden Thomas on a big play. I believe it was a 46-yard gain.
So here it is, you're driving downfield, you're using your backs to get you there, but then you finish off with the pass.
Absolutely. We feel real strong about our wide receiver unit. We're long out there, man. We got some guys 6'2", 6'3", 6'4". So we want to make fades a factor. And we were able to get that ball inside the 10-yard line, and we went to Chris Williams. He made a big play on the fade, and he brought it down. Touchdown Tigers.
So we're talking about your big back, but your front line, they're paving the way for this guy to be able to get down the field.
Oh, man, I appreciate you saying that, man, because that's what it all starts at. They call themselves the gauntlet. That's 5 working as 1. And they play lights out, man. Those guys played really well. They gave us a chance to win the football game. You can't rush for 200-plus yards without the offensive line. And I thought they did a good job all day. They didn't give up any sacks, 200-plus yards rushing. It all starts with the big guys. 5. I got 5 on it. The gauntlet, baby. If you can run the football, that rewards them because they don't get any stats. So I'm super excited about our offensive line and their development over the last month or so.
On top of this, you have a kicker, punter, who's not missing anything, Rigoberto.
Rigoberto Tinoco. That's our guy. We call him Rig. Rig does an awesome job, man. He was 5 for 5 on extra points, and he's also 1 for 1 on field goals. So we're proud of Rigoberto Tinoco.
You get down into the fourth quarter. You guys are failing to get into the end zone, but you still capture those points with the trusty leg.
Points are a premium. We feel wholeheartedly about that. You know, when we get an opportunity to put the ball in the red zone in scoring position, we want points out of the whole deal.
All right. You guys are up by a big lead, and you decide to put in your second-string players. What did they do for you?
You know, you want to get those guys some experience. You know, you want to get your starters out, kind of let them rest, especially with us coming up on a short week. You know, and we were able to put some guys on both sides of the ball in, some guys that typically wouldn't get as many snaps, and those guys were able to take advantage of their opportunity. And I was proud of those guys' efforts.
So you guys getting down into the fourth quarter, you switch out, bring your second string in. How did they show for you?
I tell you what, those guys were able to gain some valuable experience. You know, anytime those guys can get some reps, especially when you have a comfortable lead, and give those guys an opportunity to be able to get game reps. There's no substitute for that. But we were able to get some guys in, and we were able to culminate that drive with a touchdown by JT. Jalen Taylor, man, he did a good job of getting in the box, but he's a talented young man from Florida. We think he's got a bright future.
All right. You get the Gatorade shower at the end. Was that it had to be a surprise to you? How'd that feel? Tell me about it.
Oh, my gosh, Lord have mercy. That was cold. That was the first time that ever happened to me. But it was a welcoming cold, but I tell you what, it was a good day, man. It was a good day to be a Tiger, man. Find a way to get a win, and anytime you can win a football game.
All right, Coach, we got to talk about the player spotlight right now. Devon Smith, of course, an outstanding player in his own right. Of course, if he wasn't, he wouldn't be playing for the Tigers, right?
Absolutely. Devon Smith, man, what an awesome young man. He's a man of faith. He's a talented individual, and he's our team leader. He was voted team captain. He's a senior from Houston, Texas, talented young man, and we're glad to have him in our program.
All right, here's your player spotlight brought to you by PRISMA Help, Devon Smith.
My name is Devon Smith. I'm 23 years old, and I'm a senior from Houston, Texas. And I've been playing football my whole life, since I was 6 years old. It's kind of been a big part of my life. It's kind of how I made it out and where I'm from, So, shoot, man, I kind of made a decision. I wanted to be the best running back in middle school, but I never really had the easy route. My whole life I took the hardest route, So that's just something I take pride in. Football is a big part of my life. Benedict, they called me, they offered me a full scholarship. All I had to do was be there in 2 days. It wasn't easy. I thought about it, prayed on it, man, believed in myself, and, took a leap of faith, man. Flew to South Carolina, and I got here, and I'm supposed to play right away. In 2019, supposed to play here right away. I was a senior in the classroom, and when I transferred over here, they only accepted 53 out of 93 hours of my credit. So I got pushed back to a sophomore. And then on top of that, I couldn't even play, so they called me ineligible. They told me after my first practice I couldn't play. So I'm up here, man, just going to school. I'm a sophomore, can't play football no more. I just got to stick to my basics and grind. And after the season, that coaching staff that brought me in got fired. So that was another blow, So now we don't have a coach for about 2 months, just working, not knowing where, our next head coach is going to come from. And then when Coach Berry come in, and once Coach Berry came in, it's like, a gift from God. I started to see my vision of going to the NFL. It came back to light. The team, he started enforcing discipline, on the team, man. So the team started, he created a family. We became more of a family when Coach Berry got here, and so, now we live to this point, So I wanted to make a good impression on Coach Berry, the new coaching staff, be a great leader. Now my senior campaign, and now it's everything I prayed for. I'm number one, I'm leader of the team. It's just, everything I pray for, man. So now the sky the limit. The vibe, the energy of the team right now going to the season, man, it's a great vibe, man. I couldn't really ask for a better vibe. The team, we all on the same page. The only thing on my mind right now is, winning a championship. And I think that was the hardest thing, man, coming from a 1-9 season, trying to transform everybody's mindset into a championship mindset. Because, when you go 1-9, you okay with just, winning 3 or 4 games a year. Just to probably being conference champs, but right now, our goal is winning a championship, so I think that was the hardest thing to do, is transform everybody's mindset, but, we all come together now, and I think everybody on the same page, to get this ring. So I think that was one of the biggest things, coming from 2019 to 2021, one of the biggest improvements we made as a whole, man, is changing our mindset, man, and just getting through, man. I say with an ACL injury, man, just every day, attacking every day, you got to have a marathon mindset. It's not no sprint, and it taught me to pace everything I do every day in life, but you can still give it your all, but just pace yourself, so, but that was time, I got close to God, he had to show me that, this game is not promised. It can be taken away at any moment. So once I learned that lesson, then I think that was the best part of going through the injury, because people look at the injury as like a bad thing, but man, you learn so much about yourself. After graduating, this journey of football taught me a lot. It taught me a lot about patience. I had to find my purpose, because for a second I thought football was my purpose, but that's just the pedestal that God gave me. So throughout the journey, I learned that, I love to help kids, help people grow, pour my all into them. That's something that wasn't a job to me. So I kind of started my own training business called 222. That's an angel number that I love. 222, it's confirmation from your angels that you're on the right path and God's protecting it. So when I see 222, it's like right place, right time. So once I'm done playing football, my dream is to take off with my 222 business, man, and impact as many lives as I can and show them how great, God is and how good He's been to me.
In our state, team rivalries run deep.
Sometimes our fans might not always agree.
But South Carolina.
South Carolina.
South Carolina.
It's time to come together off the field.
Together, we can beat COVID-19.
Vaccines are safe and effective.
And they're our best shot at victory.
Don't wait until it's too late.
Learn how to protect yourself and your family
At scdhec.gov/vaxfacts.
Protect your family, your friends, your neighbors, the people who care for you. Save a life. Wear a mask.
Welcome back into the Chennis Berry Show. It's brought to you by New Creation Construction. And right now it's time to talk about that PRISMA play of the game. Now, up in the booth, you got all the folks who are writing down stuff like this, but they don't play ball, but they just look at it and pick players, right? So the one they chose was your quarterback, Eric Phoenix. Now, on the field, as you're the coach, we got McLeod too. This guy, of course, did a bang-up job, but both of them did in their own right. But now we got to talk about the actual play of the game, which is Eric Phoenix. Tell us about that.
I tell you what, it could have went either way. Those guys both played really, really well. Eric Phoenix, he's our quarterback. he has done a good job of directing us, leading us, guiding us, and directing us, because he's the CEO of the offense. He's got to get it done, and he did a pretty good job. He went 16 for 21 for 220 yards and 3 touchdowns. But, like I tell E, he's an exceptional talent. And he left a lot of plays out there where he could have made more. But we're happy with his production. And, he's got to keep getting 1% better and just continue to manage the offense. That's all he has to do. He has enough playmakers around him. All he has to do is get the ball in his playmaker's hand. But I think he did a pretty good job. He's definitely our player of the game, and he was our leader this past Saturday.
It's a great thing when you're having choices as to who, because all the players are playing so well. That's a big compliment to you for doing what you do. Got a great game coming up this Thursday, 7:30 against Edward Waters. Short turnaround. How's that going to fess out to you guys? Because I understand Edward Waters had a bye week, so they had plenty of time to get ready for you.
After you come up with a win, our philosophy around here is you got 24 hours to enjoy it. So we'll put that to bed after our meeting this evening with our players. We'll put it to bed and we'll start getting ready for Edward Waters University. Traditionally they're going to have speed. They're in Florida. They're going to have players, and we'll be prepared, but like you say, they had a couple more days to rest because they didn't play this past week, but we'll be prepared. We'll start studying the film, kind of see what they do, their strengths, their weaknesses, and get ready for a great showdown this Thursday at Charlie Johnson Stadium.
All right, that game is going to be at 7:30. Remember, you could grab those tickets from the athletics department. You can go to benedict.edu. You could go to benedicttigers.com. Anywhere, everywhere you could grab those tickets. Even the athletics office has tickets for you. But we need that stadium full. Why? Because it's going to be televised. But we want you in that stand to be able to enjoy it right there live up close and in person. Nothing like catching that game and getting a great hot dog too. How about that, all right? Make sure you get those tickets. It is the Coach Chennis Berry Show. Thank you so much for another great, exciting game, and we're looking forward to the next one. Thursday, 7:30, Charlie W. Johnson Stadium.
Thank you. Go Tigers.
We want to say thank you to our sponsors of the Chennis Berry Show, New Creation Construction, PRISMA Health, Department of Health and Environmental Control, Lexington Medical Center, Advantage Sport and Fitness. Thank you for supporting Benedict College Athletics.